AZ Cookbook. I'm Feride. Today we're baking from my cookbook, Pomegranates and Saffron, a culinary journey to Azerbaijan, and we are making these cookies. I decided to recreate them in this kitchen for you, and I hope you get to try this. It's called Mütəkkə. What it is basically is a roll-up pastry. It's a cookie or a pastry, you can call it, filled with nuts of any kind. I'm using walnuts today, but you can use almonds or pistachios, any nuts you like. Walnut is my favorite, and it's typical in Azerbaijan as well. Usually these cookies are baked for the spring holiday called Nowruz that we celebrate in Azerbaijan, but I bake this for any occasion. I don't wait for the spring to bake Mütəkkə because it's just so good and it's perfect for any time of the year. Let's get started. For the dough, we have 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 ounces cold unsalted butter that I cut into chunks. It needs to be chilled. 1 cup sour cream, 2 large egg yolks. And for the filling, we have walnuts that I coarsely chopped. We have about half a cup of walnuts and a 1/4 tablespoon of granular sugar. And in the filling, we're gonna use cardamom. Let's start with the dough. So I have my flour in the bowl already. To the flour, I'm adding chunks of chilled unsalted butter. And at this point, you can use your hands or you can use the pastry blender to mix the butter into the flour. What we need to get is fine crumbs. So it's like a sand with a sand texture. So I'm going to use my hands. Just rub the butter in between your hands, in between your fingers, like this, until you get that consistency. So this is the texture we're looking for. It's like fine sand. All right. And to this, I'm adding our sour cream. 1 cup of sour cream and 2 egg yolks. All right, at this point, I'm going to just give it a stir and use my hands to incorporate everything together. The dough has come together very nicely. Not very tight, it's pliable, just like this. It's not sticking to my hands, which is perfect. Okay, I'm gonna cut this dough in 3 parts and wrap each part in plastic wrap and chill in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. So while the dough is chilling in the refrigerator, I'm going to prepare the filling for the cookies. Let's go. So I have walnuts here already chopped. Take a look at the walnuts. I've chopped them coarsely because I like to have crunch in the cookies. Before I used to grind them really finely, but now I like this texture more. And I have sugar here. And the good news is that if you don't want sugar in the filling, you can reduce the amount or you can omit it and add something else instead of sugar. So it's your choice. And did you notice that we did not have any sugar in the dough? That's another plus, right? So now the cardamom. So this is the cardamom that I'm using. I'm using green cardamom. It's really fragrant. It happens to be my favorite spice, by the way. And this is the spice that's widely used in Azerbaijan in pastries and in baking in general. So I have to get the seeds out of the pods. So first thing I have to do, I have to crack the pods open. The shell's opened, and we can just release this black seeds, and we're going to discard of the shells. The black seeds are out, and I'm going to pound them until I get the powdered, I get powdered cardamom. If the cardamom pops out of the mortar, just add a pinch of sugar on top. It will keep them in the mortar. Like this. You can take a look at the texture. It's powdery, like this. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these 3 ingredients together: sugar, walnuts, and cardamom. I love cardamom, so I'm not shy about using a lot of cardamom in my filling, but feel free to add it to your taste. For me, the more the better. I'm going to cut it into 4 wedges, and then each wedge is going to be cut into 2 more. So we have a total of 8 wedges here, and I'm going to put some stuffing on top of each one of them. So we'll put a teaspoon or a little more on each wedge, and then I'm going to roll them up. Make sure that the filling doesn't spill out. So like this, and I'm going to put it on my parchment paper lined baking sheet, seam side down. I rolled out the remaining 2 dough balls in the same manner, and I filled them up with the filling, and all my roll-ups are ready to be baked. I preheated the oven to 380 degrees Fahrenheit, and these are going to bake for about 20 minutes until they're just light golden around the edges. The tops need to remain white. My roll-up cookies are ready. They have baked beautifully. You can take a closer look. We have a nice golden bottom, and it's nice and it's light brown around the edges, but the top is nice and white. And this is how it's supposed to be. I'm ready to plate them. Ready to plate them in a nice fancy. Alright, I've plated the cookies and I'm ready to sift some powdered sugar on top. Cardamom really is a gist of these cookies. It adds to the flavor a lot, so please do not omit it. It's a must in these cookies. I hope you try baking this for yourself and for your loved ones. Get the detailed recipe on my blog azcookbook.com. Subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and thank you for watching me. I'll see you next time. Bye!